Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to do a one prop z-test. So the objective of our example problem is to find out if girls change their mind about white vans. So we're going to take a sample of about 30 girls to complete this problem. So this is the data we'll be using for our problem. So on the left is the list of girls we took the data from. And on the left, under the 2012 column, it says yes or no. And it says yes if they wore white Vans freshman year, and then no if they did not. And then on the right, yes or no again, because it says if they do wear white Vans now or if they don't. So for this problem, we're going to guess about 50% of girls will have changed their minds about wearing white Vans or not. So the hypothesis is going to be that P equals 0.5 for 50%. And then the alternative hypothesis is going to be that P is less than or greater than 0.5, because we're going to estimate that more girls have changed their minds and said no, they don't wear white Vans. And this is your first step of when you're doing a one prop z-test problem. Your next step is going to be draw the curve and find your critical value. So step 2 is draw your curve. So this is a normal distribution, so we're going to draw our slope and then normal distribution, so it's straight in the middle, and that's going to be 0. And then in order to find the critical value on your calculator, you're going to go F5, and then after that, it's going to be inverse normal. So then after you find your critical value, you find your p-value, and to do that, you do F6 on your calculator, and then you choose the one prop z-test option, and then after you get to that spot, it will be asking for your P0, which is a probability you expected at the beginning, so we'd put in 0.5 for that. So it'll look like this. Then you're going to put in 0.5. And then it will ask for your successes, and that is going to be the number of girls who said no, they don't wear them anymore. So for this data set, that will be 22. And then after that, it's going to ask for N, which is your sample size, and that is 30. And then it'll ask for your alternative hypothesis, and you're going to want to choose the greater than symbol for that part. And then you're going to push enter, and it will give you your p-value of 0.005. So p equals 0.005. So our p-value was 0.005. So if p is less than your alpha, you're going to reject. So if, since 0.005 is less than 0.05, which is our alpha for this problem, equals 0.05, so then you're going to reject. And this is our step number 4, is to make a decision. So since we chose to reject, that is telling us that we're rejecting the original hypothesis that the probability equals 0.5. So we're saying that we're accepting the alternative hypothesis, which was greater than the p is greater than 0.5. So we're saying more than 50% of girls changed their minds. So after step 4, you're going to summarize. So our summary would be more than 50% of girls change their minds. So more girls do not wear white Vans now than they did freshman year. So just to recap for you guys, number 1, do your hypothesis. 2, critical value. 3, find your p-value by going F5 inverse on your calculator. Then step 3, find your p-value by doing F6 one prop z-test and entering your information. Then decide. And when you decide, remember that if your p is less than alpha, then you reject. And finally, summarize your answer.